TitleMatchNetwork.com.
As part of the Horsemen, you had a feud with Brian Pillman at the time. A lot of stuff came out in the sheets that said, and this is to find out truth or not, that you were unhappy with it because of the size difference between you and Brian Pillman. That you thought it was wrong that you were feuding with Brian Pillman when you're 2 or 3 times the size. Is there any truth to that?
There's no truth to that because there was never a feud between me and Brian Pillman. The only discrepancy ever there was this, is I was working with him one time at the Meadowlands. Now, him and the rest of the babyfaces in the territory hated working with me in New York or Philly because they got their asses booed off. Because the building would go Sid, 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 so they hated that. All right, now, the only discrepancy I remember me and Brian had as far as business like that you're talking about is we were in the Meadowlands. Magnum was had already came in. Ole was gone. Dusty was coming in, but he wasn't allowed to be there yet because of his contract. But he'd already put in the works for me to start to be the man. And I was already given the ball pretty much at that time. Magnum was they wanted me to use my finish. Brian was whining and complaining, I don't know, like I'm hurting. And then Magnum just went and told him, no, you're going to take that finish. And that's really the only, other than that, I only think I worked with Brian maybe one other singles match.
Yeah.
And that was like in a damn little B-town that Atlanta run once in a while, like in Hillbilly, Georgia somewhere, I forget what town it was. But it was actually it was a pretty good match that night.
Right. I remember you laid him out with the powerbomb in the War Games, and that's all.
That right there. Now, see, I laid him out there. Now, that was an accident. He went to the dressing room, hurt. He was up around the next day. That guy took a lot of punishment over the years, football and everything. You really couldn't keep him down. But I don't remember being a big deal of it. I remember it looking pretty good on TV.
Yeah.
He was good at stuff,
great.
Really great at stuff like that. Yeah. But it was we didn't allow for the height of that cage.
Yeah.
When we thought of the finish, when we were laid out the finish. But no, other than that, there really no other business discrepancies.
Wow. At that point in your career, it seemed like you were just hitting that breakthrough point. Mm-hmm. The way the business is with jealousy and the whatnot. And at the time, you being a heel, and you just mentioned, at some talents, the babyface would get booed out of the building when you'd come in there. Right. You think there was any maneuvering behind the scenes in the locker room or the community to keep you down?
Well, yeah. The thing about it was, I remember the first time I seen the ugly face of jealousy. And when I was at Lord Humongous in Continental City, I never knew. The thing about it is, I'm not jealous of nobody. The reason why is because I'm better. I think I am better than everybody. Right. Not as far as I can't do a damn moonsault, or I don't like doing elbows off the top, which I could if I wanted to, but I'm not because I'd probably break every bone in my body. But as far as having an idea for the business and being able to go out and keep to me is I can go, for someone to go out to do 100 spots and whatever, that might be a great feeling. But for me, a great feeling is standing there and just be able to move and people, just with a head movement. That to me is more effective than more power to do that than any 1,000 moves.
Yeah, I agree.